Subscribers, your video is ready. Hello, LGBTQ plus DL men, women who secretly love us and support us. And if you don't identify with any of those labels, you're still free to do what? Subscribe to the channel. Anyway, we got a mukbang that we doing. Let me show y'all. So we got some crab legs, and it's supposed to be some lobster tail. It got some corn and some potatoes, and then I got me some lobster tail too. Girl, you gotta give up that tail. You gotta give up that tail to get some of that thing. Give up some of that tail, girl. Give us some of that tail. Listen. Getting all the stuff out. All the stuff out of the bag so that we can enjoy this mukbang the best way possible. The best way possible. And I don't know if you can show alcoholic beverages online, but I got me some peach crown. God damn. Just right. Just right. Not too up there, not too down there. In medium. So, let's get ready to dig in. Girl, I went and started eating on y'all ass. I had me some shrimp, fried shrimp, I got my aunt some whitings filet. That's for my hands. I don't got to put this on. But I was thinking, like, what story would y'all like to hear from me? Because I was thinking about a story, like you know, a story time while I mukbang. And I got to tell y'all this story because, well, I don't have to tell y'all, but I'm going to tell y'all because I was like, I'm gonna put my the crab legs that I ain't fish yet, or the crab legs that I ain't eat yet. So I was thinking about the story that I was gonna tell y'all. The story that I'm gonna tell y'all is the story from when my there's this club in Charlotte, North Carolina, that's called Scorpios. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I said the club called Scorpios, right? I think I'm gonna need some scissors, but I usually don't be eating with scissors. Oh, good. Eat them crab legs raw. I mean, not raw, but eat them crab legs bareback. Girl. So, my friends, which we hadn't been to the club in a good little minute, right? And so, my friends was like, I haven't talked to them in a really long time. Man, they probably think that we ain't cool, but That's pretty good. But, you know, as you get older, you probably haven't talked to your friends in a while. My brother getting ready to go to college. I should tell him that, you know, people that you're cool with now, you get older. And it's not that you're not cool with them no more. It's just life. But, you know, if it's meant to be, if it's in my soul's journey, then we'll be back friends again. But back to the story. So we was in the club, and I was like, mind you, like December will be 5 years since I've been in a relationship or did the nasty with somebody. Well, let somebody get this pussy cat. It's been a good little minute. It'll be 5 years in December. But I was becoming very aware that. Oh, and for you that do not know, I identify as a psychic medium on the twin flame journey as the divine feminine with my divine counterpart, who is the divine masculine, who is also in the male body. That's important. So and before I get too deep in the story, I gotta tell y'all, they said that Scorpios is closed down. That was like the first big club that I went to. I say big because it was bigger than the club that I first went to. Like when after I turned 18, the club that I kind of like first went to, it was called Colors. And for y'all that is in Columbia, South Carolina, y'all know about Colors and Club Fetish. But we talking about the story from when I went to Club Scorpios. And this was right before the pandemic had started, like right before the pandemic had started. So this was like maybe 2020. So I get into the club, we get into the club, and mind you, at that time, I was also like, I guess I was antisocial to some people, but I was more or less like becoming in alignment with who I was becoming. I was in a place of like realizing that I was a medium. I think when any medium is, or just anybody in general, is realizing that they have like a gift. And it's kind of like when you are just learning something, you kind of are getting used to it. So anyway, I was receiving angel numbers because that's how I pretty much awakened. That was like one of the first things that I became in alignment with. And some of y'all wanted me to like go ahead and tell the story. So when we was in the club and we was down on the first floor, right? Because this club has 2 floors, but usually the second floor is for like people that are having like parties and stuff like that. So we was on the first floor, and it wasn't jumping like that. Oh, and I used to always be known for, I go to the club and let loose a good twerk now. I let loose a good twerk, throw this pussy cat around in a circle. Yeah. But I think because I became, like, when I became aware that I was a medium, I kind of, like, drifted away from that way that I used to be, which is normal. And so they had a twerking contest, and so my friends was like, Key twerk, because my nickname that one of my friends gave me was Key. She called me Key. And Key is also like one of those people that Key is also like, Key's like a bad bitch. Like that alter ego that's like a bad bitch. That don't take BS from people. That's who Key is or was. So my friend said, talking about something, go ahead and twerk, like go ahead and for the twerking contest. Girl, I had lost the twerking contest because I wasn't really feeling it. Like I wasn't really feeling like that person, right? But also I don't think I understood. Ooh, it got some juices. If you don't remember where this came from, it came from the Crabbler. It's so juicy. But anyway, I was twerking. And I was in that, like, I guess you know how they got that saying like Mother Teresa and Mary Magdalene. I was kind of aligning with more of a mothering, feminine energy, kind of like, oh, you know, we're not meant to twerk in front of people and things like that. But now that I realized it was a gift to me, because realizing that I actually got to go back to the club before it closed. If I'd have knew that, man, I would have really threw that ass. I would have really, man, I threw this ass. But anyway, that was kind of like fun because I felt like I wasn't being as closed up and like tight, I guess you can say. Like, oh, like, no, I don't want to do that, and you know, no, I don't want to do that. And I was kind of like the norm for people that awaken to source conscious. But now that the club is closed, I realized that it was kind of a gift because I got to go before it closed. Anyway, I felt like I was embarrassed because I had lost. And normally, you know, the way I throw this ass, they be looking. Man. The videos I got.
To me, you say you look up to her, but really you look up to me.
Anyway, after that, I was asking Spirit. I said, Spirit. Or I kind of went in with the intention, right? And you know, when you set an intention, it's possible. So I went to the club with the intention of, I said, shoot, if at least I can get one number from a person, like from a guy, because I wasn't feeling like I wasn't feeling like I was like, I wasn't feeling, what do they call it? Attractive that night. But Spirit definitely showed me that I was attractive as fuck, because I didn't feel like I was dressed for the occasion. I felt like I was kind of dressed for the occasion because I had lost some weight from being like 240 something and then dropping weight to like the 100s. I was like, oh my goodness. So it was just, I guess it was just a lot of what you call it when you like insecure. It was like a lot of insecure thoughts that night. Anyway, this guy came up to me and I was looking, I was like, is he actually coming up to me? Because at first it was kind of like the shift in energy in the club, because I noticed that there was just some guys that was just like really staring hard. And so I was like, what the fuck going on? So this guy walks up to me when we had went to the second floor of the club, and this guy walked up to me and he just started like talking to me and, you know, trying to have a conversation. And I thought it was just gonna be like a short little conversation. I was just like, hey, how you doing? And he was like, hey, he was just like, you know, as we was like small talk, small conversation. And so I was just like, he was just like, you want to drink? And at that time I had kind of like stopped drinking. I had stopped drinking alcoholic beverages at that time. So So the guy let me know that's like my favorite part of the crab, like the claw part, the crab leg. But when he was having conversation, let me know that he was from Baltimore. And at the time, I didn't realize it, but many of you may not know what a twin flame is. A twin flame is said to be a person in the 3D that has the same soul as you. Not like a soulmate, but they have the same soul journey as you. They're like they are the same soul identification as you. Anyway, he is also from Baltimore. So it was like also a gift from the universe to let me know that it was a gift from the universe in that way. So we chatting it up, and I don't know why, I was feeling very sexual after that, because when he was talking to me, he asked me did I want to drink, and I had told him no, and I asked my friend, I said friend, you wanna drink? I said you wanna drink? And he was just like, sure, I'll take a beer. So my friend took that beer, and I was just kind of thinking like, oh, he's just being kind, you know, but he was talking to me, but I was just like, maybe he's trying to see, you know, who he can pull. So I was just kind of like trying to go push him off on my friend, but he was just very interested in talking to me. I don't know if you can see this juice, but it's a lot of juice in here. I'm about to give me a, but it was a good old potato. This sauce pretty good. When he asked my friend, did my friend wanted, well, I think he asked me did I want to drink, and I was just like, friend, you want to drink? Because I wasn't going to drink it, but you know, we'll accept the offer. And so after that, you know, we were still talking and things like that. So that was kind of like okay, Mr. Man, you don't mind, you know, allowing my friend to have a drink. That's kind of you. So we was talking. He was telling me he was from Baltimore, and for some reason I said I was feeling sexual that night. So I showed him a picture of my ass, and I don't know, it was just kind of like I had been single for quite a while, so it was kind of like why not show him? So I showed him a picture of it because he was just like, oh, I know what led up to that. I said, I was telling him about the twerk contest because I told him I usually don't go out and twerk like that. Like, I haven't been out, you know, at the clubs in a while. And I was just like, I don't be twerking like that. But, you know, tonight, my friends was like, you know, twerk, throw that ass. So that's what I did. And I said, I actually used to be thicker than this. And he was like, for real? And I was just like, yeah. And I showed him a picture of my ass and how much thicker it, you know, it was. So he was like, oh. He was just like, well, you still thick, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, all right, like, and so he started touching out, he started grabbing on my waist and stuff. I was like, but you better stop. But you better stop. Suck that boy like them crab, like these crab legs. Anyway, after that, he then, you know, I just thought that it was just like a nice little conversation and that was it. I ended up giving him my number. I think he gave me his number, or it was a number exchange. And so I just thought, well, you know, maybe I'll see him later. Because Charlotte, North Carolina, I think is about 2 hours, like almost 2 hours from here. So, with that being said, and because plus I roll with my friends, they don't know. Hold on. I was just like, dang. I hadn't been pleasured in a long time. It'd been nice to go home with his ass. But I'm also not like one of those type of people that enjoy like one night stands. Like I'm more of a relationship type of person. But we're gonna get into that too. So girl, my friends was wanting to go down to the first floor. So I told him, we exchanged numbers and then we got ready to go back down to the first floor. My friends was like, he really liked you, and I was just like, oh, okay. I said, y'all think so? And it was just like, bitch, you bad. Like, look at you. And I was just like, girl, I am not dressed for the occasion. Like, I look regular degular. And so I was like, I look like, you know, a regular degular tonight. I wasn't dressed in like club clothing. Anyway, he ain't seem to care about it. And so when we got back down to the first floor, he was on the first floor. I seen him back on the first floor again. And so he was like, he didn't want to dance, but he was like, come, you know, like, come here. I thought he was wanting to tell me something. I had also seen somebody that I used to work with at Amazon there. And he was sweaty. I was like, damn, he's sweaty. I know he was throwing that ass. I was just like, friend, I know you was throwing that ass, but I heard him, seen him. And so when he wanted to be hugged up at the club, kind of like we was together, and I was just like, So we was having small talk, you know. I was in front of him and he was behind me. And so, you know, we was talking and he was telling me about himself. I don't know if it was in the club. Or when we was texting, but he told me that he had a daughter. And I was like, okay. I'm not opposing to men who have kids. It wasn't a turn off. It wasn't a turn off, I'll say that. It wasn't a turn off. But when we was hugged up, next thing you know, I feel something hard press stuff against me. That man he pulled out his fingerling in the club, y'all. He pulled out his fingerling in the club. Y'all, the old me, the old version of myself was but we was in the club, y'all. We was in the club, but the old me but we was kind of like real close. And so my friend had walked up while we was talking, and she said, "Oh, ooh, okay." I'm gonna walk back over there with my other friend, right? So he was on. He wasn't ashamed of nothing, and he ain't had nothing to be ashamed of because that thing was big. It was almost the size of one of these corn on the cobs, and like the girth of it was almost the size of one of these corn on the cobs. It was about a good almost 10. It was a solid 9. But yeah, child, he had poured it out in the club. So then I'm like, oh, he really is feeling me because that thing, no, was hard. See how I suck that corner of the car. Girl, I was almost like dead in the club. I was almost just like that in the club. And cause he was rubbing that thing back there. He was rubbing that pussy cat. And so I was like, it might got magical powers. You might want to calm down. I haven't had a lobster tail like this. I think this would be like my first time ever. Oh shit. Do some of y'all get jealous when y'all be seeing people eat crab legs and stuff online? Do it. You know how some people say you got one life to live? I don't really like those mukbangs where you can't really see the food, so that's why I'm changing. Hopefully, have it close enough so that you can kind of see the food. Or have it lower so you can see the food. But yeah. So when he pulled out his fingerling in the club, I knew he was about it then. I knew he was about it. But I think he was also like, you show me a picture of your ass, so you show me what you was about. And I didn't think that I gave like bottom vibes. And the reason that I say this because, well, I knew that I don't think that I was dressed like, a bottom or anything like that. I think he was just, probably thought I was a burst or something. Who knows? That lobster was good. And this sauce is so good. I think I got the lemon pepper. I can definitely taste the lemon pepper up in here. Definitely good. But hold on. Yeah. I think he wanted me to go home with him. But I don't think he realized that I didn't stay, that I wasn't like a resident in Charlotte at the time. So when he was putting on his boots cap, I think he was trying to fill on the hole a little bit. I was like, oh, he's nasty. He wanted to do this in the club. Like, we're gonna make love in this club, man. In this club. In this club. He wanted to. Anyway, I said, it was a change for me because, and when I say change, I mean a change in energy as far as who I used to be and how I was that night, because the old me would have been like, friends, y'all gonna have to come scoop me in the morning, or like that dude, he might have to, but I don't know. No, I probably wouldn't have went home with him because I wasn't that promiscuous. Like I wouldn't have went home because I gotta make sure I gotta get home. Finding out he had a child too, and again, I think not even think, but I know like my energy is more tailored to having a long-term relationship, and I know a lot of the gay scene is looking for, some of the gay scene say that they are looking for marriage and long-term, but often the way that they operate, it's like they operate from a place of one night stand versus something long-term. Anyway. When we was talking, found out, that he has a kid. And I also felt like, wow, I don't want to be the tail end of like the tail end while I'm eating a lobster. I don't want to be the tail end of a relationship that didn't work out, because I feel like sometimes with some people, when they have a baby mom, when their child, and they have a child and they have a baby mom, although it probably isn't any dealings from that relationship, it often seems like in those type of experiences, there's going to have to be some type of dealing with the baby mom. Like, there's going to be some type of interaction with the baby mother, which isn't a problem, but I think that again, I was looking for something long term, and maybe he was just looking for a one night. Maybe he wanted to just get in this biscuit cake because he seen how delicious and delectable it looked at. But he definitely was, talking about his kid and things like that, because I think that I have friends that have kids, and I think that when you can show interest in the kids and also the person that you're inquiring on dating, it shows character. It shows that you are interested in more than just sexual intentions. Anyway, my friends wanted to leave. I didn't want to leave. I kind of wanted to. I was enjoying the time that I had with him, and plus I hadn't felt on the big thing like that in a good minute. Like, especially when pressed up to my pussy cat, like that. That thing was ready. That thing was ready back then. That thing was ready. I don't even think that I had. I don't think I had. I ain't gonna say that while I'm eating. Anyway, I know some of y'all be like, I hadn't prepared myself to, experience, anal pleasure that night.
Who is that dressed in all that black? The doodle stains cause he hit it from the back.
I'll say that because I was more in a more like a what they call it when you haven't been like sexual. Anyway, me and my friends got ready to leave the club, and I hugged him, and I kind of left fast, and his thing-a-ling was hanging out. He had to hurry up and put it back in. I think I put it back in his pants myself. Being getting wifey energy, put that thing back in. You can put it back in with your mouth, actually. That's the type of time when I was on. But anyway, he was handsome too. He looked older, like around the same age that it was, or maybe just a little bit older. Not much. And I think I like that about him too. And so, and he was kind of, I've dated men that look very kind of masculine presenting. But he was unclockable. He was unclockable. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell that he was a homosexual man, I don't think. Even when he talked, it wasn't like a homosexual kind of, you know how many homosexual men, you can tell that they are homosexual, or they have like this, and I think that I wouldn't want to say this because I wouldn't want to feed into the stigma of what most people think that gay men are, but you wouldn't be able to tell. I'll put it that way. Anyway, he was wearing kind of something like a trench coat that night, so I was just like, oh, he must put his thing-a-ling out on the boys on the regular. So I was like, girl, you ain't the first girl. You ain't the first. But I enjoyed the attention from him in that way. I did. So the reason that I also was thinking that maybe he didn't think I was like a bottom or anything like that is because when I had went to the store one time, like when I had became slimmer, this bottom head, he was thick too. He was thick, but he was maybe the same size as I was, like maybe like in his 240s, and he was like trying to get me to go to his car. He wanted some thing-a-ling. Like, boy, stop. Like, we sisters. You can't be trying to lift up my purse flap and trying to suck my he was trying to suck the hot dog out the purse, girl. Anyway, for y'all that's like new to gay lingo, they have this saying or phrase that bottoms use that when they ain't trying to have sex with another bottom, they call it bumping purses, because it's basically like how we gonna bump booty cheeks if we both bottoms, like how we gonna bump purses. And if you don't know what a bottom is, a bottom is the person that take it up the pooper shooter. Anyway, when I was swimming, I guess I looked it more like a top. And so one time this guy asked me could he was trying to suck my thing-a-ling in his car before he went back to Augusta. Like, boy, stop. Girl, stop. Anyway, not gonna happen. When I know some people are like, are you a touch me not bottom? Like them bottoms, they be like, don't touch it. I used to be. I think I'm more like one of the people like, if we're in a relationship, then I guess it's okay, but like, it's not like my go-to. You touch that pussy cat, you doing something. And anyway, when we left the club that night, got into the car with my friend, cause and I'm just saying what I think I remember. So y'all probably want to know where the cop come in, right? This is what we're about to get into. So we got ready to leave after I had hugged the guy in the club and, you know, made sure we had each other's number. And, you know, I was telling him that I enjoyed him that night and stuff like that. And I think that he may have left like shortly after that because he was messaging me still. You know, he was messaging me like pretty fast, like as if his attention was just on me. Anyway, when we got into the car and we was going back home, I think for some reason, I don't know how, I was sitting in the back seat with my friend, and my friend was tipsy. And so I didn't say he was drunk though, but he hadn't drunk in so long. He hadn't drunk alcohol in so long. So we're sitting in the back seat, and this thing, you know, my friend said somehow we got on the subject of like kissing and things like that, because they was talking about the guy and stuff like that. And so my friend said, can I get a kiss or something like that? And I was like, bitch, don't you want to do lesbian shit tonight? So I think somehow I was like wait, I think he asked me, he said, was it big? I was like, bitch, it was big, bitch. And so that's how bottoms talk about their friends. If you didn't know, you know now. But I think my friend had started becoming like bottom verse or versatile, because he had started, you know, experimenting in his sex life, like being versatile with the boys. But not Keisha, LaShonda May, Abney, Gary, Constantine, Patrice, Diane. Anyway, when my friend had asked me somehow we started like, we had got on the subject of like kissing and like rubbing each other thing. Like he was rubbing on you like this, and I think he was just like, somehow we started rubbing on each other thing, but outside of the pants, not like inside of the pants. I was like, friend, you trying to be on some lesbian shit tonight? Because he was just like, can I get a kiss? I was like, a kiss? All right, friend, we can kiss. I was like, two dark skins kissing in the back seat. So we was kissing back there. And for you that did not know, my friend is a police officer. He's a lieutenant now, I think, actually. So, rubbing on a dude from Baltimore, rubbing on his thing, and kissing my friend who's a cop, who's a lieutenant. And of course, this is before I went to jail. In the year 2021. So 2020 is when we went to the club, and 2021 is when we went to 2020 is when we went to the club. That's all y'all need to know about that. And so yeah, y'all. My friend here definitely. Who was like, I was just like, it was something about like being horny. I guess being horny. Can I say that online? I was just like, friends, that you touching on my thing a lot, I'm gonna touch on your thing a lot too. And rubbed on his thing a lot, child. But we was just friends. It was just a one night thing, child. It was a one night thing. That was the most lesbianist stuff that we had ever done. But we just knew that we was friends after the end of that. So, as we get to the last bit of crab leg, y'all, I enjoyed myself that night. I didn't ever think I would kiss a cop. I didn't ever think I would kiss a cop. Glad it was my friend. And not like some random, like, but, yeah. Y'all probably thought it was like, y'all probably thought, like, wheel. But it wasn't like that. Not that night. Not that night. And I think, I think after that we actually went home. And he was so drunk. I think that he, if that's the same night, I think I ended up getting in his bed with him. Or did I? That might have been like two separate occasions. Either way. I think I was just like easily influenced at that time too. To do things that weren't in alignment with who I was trying to become. Because I wasn't a bitch working in the club and doing nothing like that. But I think now I'm in a place of understanding that it's okay to have fun. Like, it's okay to live in the moment. That's what it means to live in the moment. As long as, you know, you're with people who truly understand who you're becoming and understand where you are in your life and things like that. Yeah, but I usually don't really. How people be using scissors and stuff like to cut theirs open. Child, use them teeth. In them clusters, those are the part where I'll be like, dang. I usually not really do the cluster part when I was like just at the beginning of eating crab. But now, child, it's meeting them clusters too, girl. Of course, that wasn't a cluster, but this part right here, like the top of the crab leg, is meat in there too. And even now, December will be 5 years, you guys. And, you know, being that I am disease, STD, and STI free, I enjoy the idea of keeping it that way forever. And so, knowing that some guys aren't open to sharing their status and my view on PrEP and things like that, I just kind of have enjoyed being single until I probably just am in alignment with someone who is able to be that open. Like, to able to be that open about their, I heard someone say same, about their status and things like that. And I think I'm also in a place where I can allow that information to be between me and that person. You know, I think when we judge people for the things that they have experienced in life, and we sometimes just have to hear the entire story before we judge a person. Now, it's a piece of corn left and a potato. And a cluster. Oh, it's not a lemon in here too. Look at that season. But this is the last cluster. Ooh. My ancestors telling me to let it be. 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 Thinking words of wisdom. Let it be. Anyway, child, I enjoyed this. Chaba. Chaba. How you, man? And then I went and got some a peach tea from Sonic. If you didn't know and was wondering. And then I put some peach cream royale in it. But anyway, I enjoyed this, you guys. I really did. Belly full in the mug. And yeah. Mr. Man with the daughter. If you ever was wondering where I am. I also, that phone that I was using to text him from, I had like a prepaid service with AT&T, and so I lost that phone, that red phone that I had. And so I was like, dang, and I don't have his number. I can't text the good guy. But we wasn't texting like much after that because my phone was like on at some points and then it was off at some points. So our texting just was like scattered. And I think he may have thought that, like, oh, you know, now that he know that I have a kid, maybe he don't want to talk to me. But it wasn't like that. He was a very kind, gentleman-like man. Even though we were in the club scene, he was still like, I mean, you know, even when he wanted to embrace me and kind of like, you know, and talk, it still wasn't like, it wasn't playerish. It wasn't like the playerish kind of like, come here, let me talk to you. It wasn't like that. It was like, you know, like, let me talk to you, let me get to know you, like, let me get to understand you in that way. You know, and telling me that he had a kid, and I think that's when we kind of weren't able to talk, because I think then I wasn't able to pay my cellular prepaid bill at that time because I had quit my jobs. But anyway, I enjoyed it, and then got in the car and kissed my friend like a good old lesbian who was a cop. And yeah, that's pretty much the story. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed it. Check out the Crabbler in Newberry, South Carolina. If you're ever here or nearby, 1809 Wilson Road. It was really good. Lemon pepper, mild snow crab legs with 2 lobster tails, and as a dessert, some Skittle gummies. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed making it. And with that being said, like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment some things that you would like to comment. And oh, I had some fried shrimp also that I got on the side. Oh, thick fat ass. Anyway, much love to you all. Enjoy yourself today. Love yourself and enjoy life. And with that being said, you know, allow yourself to be easy on you. Much love to you all. And until we see each other again, toodaloo, I love you.